I think Luka is the best player in the world.
Ooh.
I think Luka is the best player in the world. I think this playoffs, he could stamp it for everybody else to feel the way.
Okay.
I'm not saying he is. This is how I feel. I'm open to disagreements. I respect the disagreements. There's going to be a lot of people that disagree in the comments, as they should, because I think the game is getting to a point where somebody in Philadelphia may feel the same way about Joel Embiid on some nights. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Luka Doncic, he could snatch it right here in these playoffs.
See, I when you say he can snatch it, I don't think you're wrong. But because I don't think he's there just yet. But I think, matter of fact, I look at all the talent around, and I think if they can challenge somebody like Jokic or Luka Doncic, we have a couple people that try to do that. Mm-hmm. And it's like we're set for the future, you know? So I'm just glad at the talent. But I think it can. If he gets a finals, that means for obviously he battled through the West, which is going to be all tough. And then the Celtics, who are assuming is probably going to be on the other side, for him to take them out too, that's probably one of the hardest runs we've seen in a minute.
Yeah, I just think that, I don't know. I'm going to just be the first person to go out there. He's the best player in the world. I just don't see anything that can stop him.
For me, it goes Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Embiid as my top 4 players in basketball.
Yeah, that's how I would look at it as well. That's like the same order.
But I can agree with that. Luka has the ability to take it.
Yeah,
but I just don't think he's done it just yet, because we saw the run from Nikola Jokic last year where it was not a single soul / coaching staff / 15-man roster that can stop him. And he carried that on for another regular season. We don't know what the playoffs is going to hold. But most people are going to say that they believe the Denver Nuggets are the favorite to win the championship.
They are.
And
them and the Celtics.
Right. And now they have a well-constructed team, top 5 at least. But most of that is Big Yoke being the best offensive system we've seen in basketball in a very long time.
I think Luka headed into the same way. The Mavericks have just had a hard time figuring out his team versus the Nuggets, who did a good job drafting it and assembling. They had to assemble in a different way, but the Kyrie, the Lively pickup, even the Exum and having Tim Hardaway Jr. and PJ, they started to guide it. I think Luka is going to become the best player in the game.
I think with Jokic, it's just so hard because he does all that from the center spot. And I think it's just, for one, it's very hard to match up with that because he just does so much. But he just takes advantage of anything you kind of throw at him. And Luka does the same thing. Yep. But Jokic just has the size. Like, I mean, he's damn near 7 foot making all these plays. It's just like he can just look over the defense and make the read. Granted, Luka can too, but I think just with size, you could do so much more impacting the game.
I think that for the front office of the Mavericks, it's just unfortunate for them. They drafted Luka, but then he was just so damn good. You couldn't really draft a team and build around him. Like, you had to immediately be one of the top seeds in the West, and now you don't have any good draft picks to bring in good guys that fit the complement next to him.
They had 1 year they missed.
Well, Lively, yeah.
And then this year, Lively.
Yeah.
Or last year, Lively.
I think that's
usually when you draft a guy, there's usually like a few more years of tanking to where you're bringing in multiple young lottery picks. They didn't get that luxury.
Nope.
They had that. That's also because they had a few years.
They had not Dennis Smith Jr.
Boom. So Luka should have been a cherry on top.
Yeah.
If you no shot at Dennis Smith Jr., but if you hit that draft pick, it wasn't as high as the Luka one. But if you hit that one and then you get Luka, you have a 2-headed monster there with him.
Yep.
So,
but then we get to like butterfly effect, because if they hit that draft pick, they might. Oh, I didn't think about that. But they don't.
They might not get Luka.
They might win 1, 2 to 3 more games if Dennis Smith Jr. is better. Correct. And now they're in a worse position to make the Trae Young trade. So it's a lot of
absolutely
factors
correct.
There.
Absolutely.
I'm on fire.